recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Archuleta, in your testimony, you said, I think this is the direct quote, "We have now confirmed that any federal employee from across all branches of government whose organization submitted service history records to OPM may have been compromised even if their full personnel file is not stored on OPM system." What do you mean by service history?
There may be their careers. They may have been in a different position earlier than perhaps as they move around government. So it may be someone who whose job would not be in this current job would not be in the system, but as because of their service history, their information would be dated back and is for retirement purposes. Okay, so potentially broader breach. I'll tell you, with SF-86, I remember filling that out when I was a young officer in the Navy, and it is by far the most intrusive form that I've ever filled out. It took me days. I had to go do research on myself to try to figure out. And it's not just that you're doing a lot of personal and sensitive data about the individual applicant. The SF-86 asks about family members. It asks about friends, spouse, relatives, where you've lived, who you knew when you lived in these different places. It also asks you to come clean about anything in your past life. And so to me, people have said that this is crown jewels material in terms of potential blackmail. And so this is a very, very serious breach. My question for Ms. Archuleta, were cabinet-level officials implicated in this breach? Sir, this type of information would be better discussed in a classified setting. Understood.
What about people in the military and intelligence communities?
As I mentioned earlier, I believe that this is something that we could respond to in a classified setting.
Okay. And so you don't disagree with my characterization of the SF-86 and that compromise, let's just say theoretical, if you don't want to say what actually happened here, that is a major, major breach that will have ramifications for our country.
As I said, we'll discuss this with you in the classified setting.
Okay. SF-86 forms also require applicants to list foreign nationals with whom they are in close contact with. So that means China now has a list, for example, of Chinese citizens worldwide who are in close contact with American officials. They can and will obviously use that information for espionage purposes. So what are the security implications of that type of information falling into enemy hands? That could be for anybody.
Sir, that is a question that we will discuss in the hearing this afternoon.
Okay. Now, some reports say that not only were the hackers pursuing information on federal employees, but also password and encryption keys that could be used for trade secret theft and espionage. And I guess you'll have more to say that in a classified setting, but at least for this forum, can you say that is a significant risk? That is not the type of information that we would want the enemy to have, and it can, in fact, be very damaging, correct?
Again, sir, we're going to defer discussion of that into a classified briefing.
Okay.
In 30 minutes.
Yeah, and I get that, and I will be there, and I will listen intently. But it really concerns me because this is really a treasure trove for our enemies potentially, and the fact that this system was hacked and we didn't even know about it for a long time, that is really, really troubling. And I think that the American people, if you ask people to want to serve in these sensitive positions and they think that by filling out these forms, they're actually going to put themselves or their family potentially at risk because the government's not competent enough to maintain secretly, that is a major problem as well. So the information can be used against the country. Then you're also, I think, going to have a chilling effect on people wanting to get involved if we don't get a handle on this. So I look forward to hearing from the witnesses in a classified setting, and I yield back the balance of my time.
Thank you.